Hello there, Cancer. Alright, so we're going to be starting your reading. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Now you guys, you can look in the description box down below, and you can see your other signs down there too. All 12 are linked in all videos. Okay, so look down there in the description box. You'll have Aquarius, Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, the whole deal. Just right down there in the description box. And you can also check out my website down there too. And if you're down there and you're not subscribed, you can just click that little button, subscribe yourselves in, get all nice and cozy, okay? And we're going to start our reading. So, with that being said, this is love and spirituality reading for, again, Cancer, all right? This is for August 11th through the 18th, and let's begin. That wasn't a long intro. I'm getting better. 45 minutes instead of 5 minutes, or 45 seconds instead of, you know, I'm getting worse. Okay, that's what's going on. Alright, you guys, let's start it up. So, I'm going to say this while I'm shuffling the cards. This information will be for whoever needs guidance and love and will always be for the highest good. Okay? So we're going to start off with the spiritual reading first, because this is talking about the development part of who we are as people, and I feel like this is a very important part for us to talk about. So, we're looking at... Okay. Have my little notebook here so I don't miss anything. I have to write things down. Okay. And we have here what actually happened in the past, in the spiritual sense. I see the Queen of Swords in reverse, and I see the Lovers in reverse. So some of you guys in the past, even though this is a spiritual reading, I do feel like there was someone who was very kind of cold. And I feel like this could have been, so we have an air sign for sure. We have Gemini. That absolutely could be here. So you could have been dealing with a Gemini, and you could have had a love, kind of a spiritual connection with this person. But I'm also seeing that it could just be an air sign, so Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. But I'm seeing that this was in the past. So this is something you've dealt with or are currently dealing with, but you're starting to sort of see some groundwork being done. So I feel like this is really good for you guys because this person helped you develop. And then I feel like they kind of started stepping away. But when they did that, you still were developed enough that you could kind of understand what was going on. Not fully, you don't understand it fully, but I do feel like there's a sense of moving on and moving forward. Okay, so that's an important part of growing up spiritually, is that it's not about not making mistakes or whatever you perceive to be mistakes. It's about learning from our experiences. Because then you don't really make a mistake. You just learn from your experience. At least that's the way I like to see it, or view it, right? So our next one here is what's happening now. Wow. Okay, so far this is nothing but court cards and major arcana. So we get the King of Coins. These are kind of hard to grab. We get the King of Coins in reverse. And we also get the Queen of Wands. Okay? So to me, when I see these two, I feel like right now, spiritually, you're dealing with two people. One of them is very controlling, and this could be in a financial way, this could be in a way that is in a home kind of environment. I do feel like this person is someone, it could be something you're going through yourself, kind of like an archetypal kind of energy, or this could be someone that isn't you, that's an earth sign, so we're talking Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. And I feel like this person has been someone that's kind of been on your ass, so to speak. Because this could be a boss, this could be a father, this could be a grandfather, but it's someone you don't really see eye to eye with, but they also have a lot of power within whatever it is that you're doing, and they're misusing it. There's someone who's, I feel like, more ego-oriented. They have power, they have money, but they don't necessarily have heart. That's what I see when I see the King of Coins in reverse. Okay, and when I get the Queen of Wands, there's someone or something in your immediate vicinity. And to me, this right here is about following passion. So this is about following what makes you happy, what gets you excited. And you're starting to take steps to do that. And when you do that, you feel a sense of freedom and you feel a sense of, why haven't I been doing this before? It's a sense of becoming who you were always meant to be. And you knew it was there. And you knew who you were, like, deep down, but now that's starting to bubble to the surface. Mercury in retrograde kind of it takes away all of the impurities that were there, and it brings up the imperfections, but to let them heal. It brings up the, not imperfections, but it brings up the wounds so that we can finally heal them and move on. And when wounds start to heal, our psychic abilities increase. For me personally, around this time, I'm more psychic. I just am. And I think that goes for a lot of people. It's just that time where things come up, you can deal with them, you can understand them, and then you let them go. Okay, so far, this is a really good reading. You're dealing with stuff, but that's the thing, is that you're dealing with it. You're not running from it. I don't feel like there's a sense of running. I feel like there's a sense of letting yourself breathe and letting yourself be, and that's a really good thing, okay? All right, so then we're looking at what will happen in the future, and we have 2 cards here, and then we're going to do some psychic impressions. So what will happen in the future? We see the Devil in reverse, and we see the 8 of Swords in reverse. 2 good cards in my opinion. So the Devil, you're thinking, well shit, I got the Devil card. No, okay? Devil in reverse is actually really good. It's coming out of addictive behavior. So this could be seeking rehab or seeking guidance or seeking counseling. This can be letting yourself finally get those answers that you've known you've wanted, but for some reason you were holding back. You were holding yourself back because you didn't know what the truth would be. You didn't know if the truth would hurt you or not. And there's a sense of letting yourself not experience life because the truth could hurt. And that is a sad thing to go through. But I understand that. And there's no judgment going on there. You guys, the whole time I'm doing this reading, if you guys resonate with this, please let me know in the comments, because there's no judgment by me. And it's not about judging, it's about understanding. It's about observing, right? And it's about learning. As long as we're learning, as long as we're growing, that, I think, is the most beautiful thing we can do. And that's the grandest form of self-love we can have, is to learn about ourselves and to understand ourselves more. Okay, so that's a really good thing, all right? Okay, so now we're going to be moving on to the other part of this reading. So I'm going to draw an energy card. This kind of ties things together, and then we can do a psychic impression. All right, I forgot to do this on one of the videos. I can't remember which one, and I'm sorry. I think it was the first one. I think it was Aquarius, and I'm sorry, guys. I did do psychic impressions for you guys, though, and hopefully that helps. Look at that. Door to personal healing and happiness. What did we just talk about? Okay, that's what you're going through. We're bringing stuff to the surface. We're starting to heal. Also, the 8 of Swords in reverse. This, to me, is letting ourselves out of our own prison that we've been inside of. We're starting to realize that we were the ones that trapped ourselves into our own sense of isolation, and we're starting to step out of that, okay? So this is really beautiful, you guys. This is a grand adventure of healing and letting yourself finally be at peace. So, personally, I love this. I love the fact that we're focusing on healing, and I love the fact that we're starting to let ourselves be who we are meant to be. And we're not ashamed of it. We're not trying to hide from it. We're staring at it and we're saying, I like this. Okay? Really good. Really good stuff. Okay, so we're going to do some psychic stuff. Okay? And I say stuff and I move my hands around so that you guys know that I'm serious about it. Okay. We're going to do some psychic readings, some psychic impressions, and I'm just going to see what I can pick up. This won't resonate with everyone, but for the people that it does resonate with, please let me know, leave a comment, and we can go from there, okay? And if this has been good so far, please subscribe, like, and share the video, because it helps, okay, guys? And I really appreciate it. Okay, let's see what we can find here. I hear the word boss. And I'm seeing like morphine, I'm seeing an IV, I'm seeing something to do with that. So some of you probably are going through some health issues, I imagine. I'm getting the name Elizabeth being one of the main names. And when I say that name, I feel like it's dealing with an energy that's very... I want to say young, but I feel like the person's older, but the energy's young, which is really bizarre, but that's kind of what I'm feeling. I'm going to see what else I can find here. I'm getting Elizabeth. And like John or Dan, something along those lines, but I'm definitely getting those kind of names. And I say John or Dan because it feels like there's two people that are very similar in the roles in the person's life. So John and Dan have similar roles in this person's life. Maybe they're brothers, but that's what I'm feeling. And the morphine, I do feel like that could be coming out of an addiction, but I do feel like that could also be the actual drug morphine being used to help in a kind of a health emergency. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing so far, you guys. Let me know if that resonates with you. Please leave a comment, even if it's just to say hello, how you doing? I'd appreciate it. Okay, the more comments, the better. And plus, I think it's cool. You guys can talk down in the comments. Alrighty. So I'm going to shuffle the cards here again for a second, and then we're going to do the love part of it. And then we'll do the psychic impressions. So what actually happened in the past for the love reading? I see the Eight of Cups and I see the High Priestess in reverse. So this happens in almost all the readings. So the Eight of Cups is walking away from a situation that no longer serves you. I do feel like this was a relationship. Obviously it's love. So that's what I'm seeing, is walking away from something that no longer serves you. When I see the High Priestess in reverse, this could be spiritual gifts that people didn't respect and so you walked away from it. This could be a sense of expressing yourself creatively, and someone didn't respect that, and so you had to say goodbye. It doesn't make it easy, but it made it so that you had a decision to make. You could either be in a relationship that you weren't creatively happy in, or you could be in a relationship where you could express yourself the way you wanted to, and you chose to be alone for now, or be in a place where you're healing for now, and then coming into the relationship later. Okay, for those of you that are in a relationship that's good, to me, what this means is that in the past, we were focusing on not heeding the call of intuition, okay? But you knew it was there. And so now there's a sense of like things kind of coming full circle, where we're starting to see what's actually going on. So I'm going to look in the future here. There's the present. And so I get the Ace of Coins, okay? So this is a new financial start, or a new start with security. This could be a new home, a new relationship, kind of the beginning of something. This could even be the birth of a new baby. To me, that's what this means. Okay, and I'll hold these two up. Some of these I've been forgetting to hold up, and I'm sorry, you guys. I feel like you've seen most of these cards, though. But this is the Eight of Coins, and this is the Ace of Coins. Kind of weird, they sound similar, right? So what I'm seeing here is that, again, I feel like there could be a pregnancy, a new relationship, a new home, or possibly a new job. Okay, because when I see the Ace of Pentacles, to me it's the start of something new, and it's more of a material start. It's more of like a home, or a baby, or, something more physical. Versus if it was like the Ace of Wands, it's more of like something that's more passionate. It's something that's more not as grounded. It's something more creatively done, right? So that's what I'm seeing here. And when I see the Eight of Coins in reverse, I feel like there's something you should be doing to further your skills and you're not doing it. And when it comes to relationship, there's probably a way where you can improve the relationship that you have, or you can look for new relationships, but for some reason you're not doing it. You know what needs to be done, but you're not doing it. So the Eight of Coins upright is studying. The Eight of Coins in reverse is knowing what needs to be done and sort of saying, I don't want to do that. Maybe you feel like it's too hard, or maybe you don't have the confidence to do it, but trust me, it's in you. I'm seeing that it's there, okay? So you guys do have it in you, and you guys can go forward, and you guys can do that, okay? So let's look at this one. So I'm seeing the future here, and we get the Fool card, and we have the Queen of Coins. So this is really good. The Fool card is a new start in the future, and the Queen of Coins, it could be financial security, and again relating to pregnancy as well. But this also, we could be dealing with Earth energy, where we're talking Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. But this is having a new start and being able to really get things off the ground. So you're not going to be scared anymore, but you're going to enter into this field in a way where you're embracing all possibilities. You're like the number 0, filled with possibility. You haven't been defined yet. You're not a 1 or a 2 or a 3. You're a 0, and you can become anything, right? The Fool, that is the Fool card. The Fool goes in between the role of master and student, and there's sort of this kind of role play that happens. But ultimately, the Fool is there to show that there's a mastery in learning. There's a sense of self-mastery in letting ourselves learn and grow, and not trying to define ourselves and constrain and confine ourselves to be something, right? We don't have to focus on the label. We just need to focus on the learning, because that's where that true kind of enlightenment and that true energy comes into play. All right? So that's what I'm seeing here. I'm going to draw an energy card, and then we're going to do some psychic impressions for your little crabby claws, okay? So let's see what we can do here. Man holding a heart, okay? Now, obviously, this is a picture of me, okay, with the long hair, right? I mean, this card was modeled after me, so just remember that. No, hold on. Let me see here. So he's holding a heart, and he's looking at you all dreamy, okay? So what I see here is that I'm feeling like you're letting yourself love again, but you're not repeating the same mistakes you made before. So to me, I'm going to move this microphone, so if the audio cuts out, that's a pain in the ass, but we can deal with it. So to me, we're experiencing love in a way where it's going to be different, but we're also still going to allow ourselves to express ourselves. So we're not going to stifle ourselves because of what happened in the past. Instead, we're going to let ourselves be truly who we were meant to be. And even if we're scared of being vulnerable, that still is beautiful in its way, because that vulnerability means honesty, right? That means trust. That means all of those really great things. And especially healing. When we're vulnerable in a situation, we know we can get hurt, and we don't. We start to heal. We start to feel comfortable. And that in itself is a very beautiful thing. So that's what I'm seeing there. I'm going to do some psychic stuff here and see what I can get. So hold tight. Okay, so what I'm getting is simple. I'm getting the number 8, and we've had 8 a few times in this reading. But besides just getting the number 8, I'm getting this feeling of connection. I'm getting a spiritual awakening, which is interesting. So you guys, spiritual awakening is a fascinating thing to go through. We go through several awakenings in life, okay? But this one is particularly impressive. So during this time, it's Mercury in retrograde, but it's also a time where there's going to be transformational energy. So the Kundalini in the body, I feel like for some of you people, is starting to wake up. What this means is pretty simple. First off, it can mean insomnia. Secondly, it can mean lower back pain. Okay, pretty immense amount of lower back pain. It can mean night flashes or sweating, like hot flashes kind of a thing, where you're really hot. Okay, but it deals with pain, insomnia, and it can be increased energy, or it can be increased psychic gifts that you've had glimpses of before, but now the door is kind of wide open. And these can be hard to control starting out. Okay, me and my guides can absolutely help you with that. You can look down below at the link, and you can go into that. And I'm not doing that as a plug for my website. I genuinely did see the number 8, and to me that corresponds with the snake, which corresponds to Kundalini energy rising up, okay? When that starts to happen, we need to understand what's going on in our bodies, because once the Kundalini starts, you don't want to stop it, and it can't be stopped anyway. It can be slowed down, but this is a very tremendous force. When it starts to awaken, we need to understand what's going on, and we need to take control of our lives, but we also need to allow things to just happen, and letting go is sometimes the hardest lesson in this. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense to all of you listening. This is only for some people, okay? So for those of you that understand what I'm saying, you can email me, you can talk with me, we can go from there. Or you can just leave a comment down below. But again, just let me know what's going on, you guys. I love you guys very much, and I look forward to talking with you again. Have an awesome day. Like I've been saying, like and subscribe if you enjoy these videos. And I will be back at you next week. Take care. Bye.